Hey, this is Adia, the Trendy Socialite. I hope all is well with you. Today is Tuesday, September the 11th, and I've come on camera for several reasons. The first thing is sort of trivial. It was a week ago today that I got my hair done at Naughty by Nature, so I wanted you to see how it's still holding up, which I think is holding up really well. Even had my godmother to comment last night about how fresh it looked, and she's a hairstylist, so still very, very pleased. My hair is super soft. I untwisted the twist for on Sunday, and so this is how I have been wearing it since Sunday, so only like 2 days. At night, I divide the back into 2 sections and put an ouchless band on it, very loose, not tight at all. And it actually helps to kind of stretch it overnight. And then I just tie my edges down again and then put a bonnet on it. So I still love this style. Like, it's great. The other reasons why I wanted to come on camera, one, today is the 11th anniversary, or not anniversary, but it was 11 years ago today that the Twin Towers fell in New York City. On Facebook, everyone is recounting where they were when the towers fell or when the planes hit the towers. And I was actually working at a church at the time, and I'm not even sure how someone knew, but there was a television in the office, and so we all gathered around. It was probably about 8:30 when we really found out what was going on, and watched as they fell. It was a day that I think changed the fabric of our country, changed a lot of who we were. It was kind of that innocence lost sort of feeling. And I just want to commemorate this day by saying, we will never forget. We have not forgotten. When it comes to my mind from time to time in prayer, I do pray for those families because they are living with those that died, those that were wounded and injured, those that survived and have to deal with the fact that they survived every day. And, just the questions and the issues that come along with all of that. So I do definitely pray for them every day, every time it comes across my mind, because I know that is tough to deal with. Also, the other reason why I wanted to come up here was because yesterday, about 5 minutes to 4, a really close family friend of ours passed away. His name was Dennis Hamilton. He had been sick for years. Years. But he is a miracle because he literally died one day. He died on the table. And the doctors and the staff worked to save him. And he lived at least another 7 or 8 years after that. But he was very, very sick all the time. Stints in the hospital 4, 5, and 6 months. Come home for a month and then would go back into the hospital. And he went back into the hospital probably about a month ago. And I think this time was different. In fact, I know this time was different because even his wife, who's like an aunt to me, like my godmother, said that he kept saying that he was tired. But there was still fight left in him. But, being sick that long and, really, really sick, it does take a toll on you mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. He was very, very strong in the Lord. And, I told his wife yesterday, because I did get a chance to go see him before he passed. I went on my lunch hour, and I'm so I'm grateful that I did, because I toyed with, let me go after work, and, something just told me, no, take the time and go now. And I'm glad I did, because if I would have waited, I would not have seen him. While he was unresponsive, I at least saw him alive. So, and I whispered in his ear, and I told him that I loved him. He would call me every Thursday. Now, this is a man laying up in the hospital. I'm able-bodied, and he would call me every Thursday. We wouldn't talk long, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, sometimes 5, sometimes a minute. But he would just say, I'm calling to check on you. What you eat today? Oh, how about those Pirates? I mean, he loved sports, and so we would talk about football and food, and we both loved hot dogs. And, I just told him yesterday that I would miss those conversations. And I do already. Like, I know Thursday is going to be hard, because I'm just like, he would call in the afternoon or whatever. So I can honestly say that he fought the good fight of faith. I mean, he fought. And, it just really encourages my heart and my spirit. Was, things that happen to me are so trivial sometimes when you look at somebody that has endured what he has endured it with a smile, endured it cracking jokes, just endured the best way possible. And I honestly know that he would also not have lived as long as he did if it weren't for his wife, Laura Hamilton. And I want to call her full name, Laura Miles Hamilton. She has been the model of for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health. She has taken care of that man. She's bathed him. She's fed him, all while trying to maintain a hair salon. And she would, come in and do clients' hair and then run back home to help him. He was on dialysis. So, and he would go at 6 o'clock in the morning. So just having to get up that early and get yourself and your husband ready to go to dialysis, it's just a lot. And she always did it with a smile. And she was still relatively active in our church. Whenever he wasn't in the hospital, she would try to attend church services. She was a greeter and usher, so she cooked. I mean, she just did so much, all while her husband was literally laying in a bed because he couldn't do for himself. And so I just want to pay tribute to her for even showing me, when God blesses me, how to be a wife and a caring spouse. And she acknowledged that she could tell that he was getting tired, and she asked him, "Are you ready to go?" Because I think she wanted to let him go if he was ready. And so, I mean, I pray for her, but I also told her it really should be well with your soul. I mean, you have done way more. She never put him in a nursing home. I mean, never. This man was sick for probably a decade. She never put him in any sort of nursing home at all. She took care of him, moved all the furniture out of her living room. There was a hospital bed in there. She took care of that man. I told her, it should be well with your soul. And she said, I am at peace. I did all that I can do. And, I mean, I feel for her, but I think she really is at peace. And I know he's at peace. He's in a much, 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 much better place than we are in. So yeah, I'm rambling on, and my voice is cracking, and I'm getting a little emotional, but because I'm gonna miss him. He was a charter member of our church. He would even call my mom, my pastor, and Hey, Pastor, what's the word? What's my word for today? After he's had a bad night, my phone would ring and it would be him, and he was just a miracle. People sometimes think that miracles stopped when Jesus died. When Jesus went back to heaven. No, they didn't, because Dennis Hamilton was a miracle. And the other thing that was just amazing, even when I went to see him, the number of people from the hospital that came and were like genuinely tore up, crying and just crying. There was this one lady, as we were walking in, she was walking out. She was just, as soon as she got out the door, she just broke down and started crying. Because you don't care for somebody that long, even in a professional capacity, and they not impact your life. So, just make sure that today, because of 9/11, because of my tribute to somebody that I really cared about, that you express your care and your concern for people that you care about. Because you just never know what can happen, how long they'll be with us. And it's really convicted me about some of my friendships and just really being there. I think I take a lot of things for granted, and I get busy. And tomorrow's not promised. And it's really important that we share with those that we love and care about, that we do care. So, anyway, today's going to be a great day. Dennis is in heaven, having a much better time than I am going to work. People that lost their lives on 9/11, hopefully a lot of them are in heaven too. And just are enjoying Jesus, enjoying our Lord, enjoying praising Him all day long. So, yeah, that's it. I'm sad, but I'm not without hope. And I'm just happy for him that he doesn't have to endure any sort of suffering anymore, any sort of pain. My mom was there when he passed, and she said that it was, and even his wife acknowledged just how beautiful his transitioning was. And they sang songs and they read scripture and they prayed, and he just slept peaceful. And that's how I want to go. I want to be surrounded by the people that I love, that love me. And I really want, like Jesus did when they stoned Stephen, for him to be standing, waiting to receive me. So if you don't know Jesus, I implore you, I really do, I implore you to know Him, to ask Him into your heart, to let Him be your friend and your guide, so that you can be promised a place in heaven. But not only that you can experience that Zoe kind of life on this side, and that you live a life of purpose and live a life of destiny. So if you don't know Jesus, please, you can send me an email and I will give you my number, and I will pray with you so that you can know Him. Because part of the reason why my soul is at rest about Dennis is because I know where he is. And it's very, very important that you know where you're going to spend eternity. Okay, so I've done enough crying in this video. Anyway, you all take care. Be blessed. Bye.